Okay, so today's video, we're going to be checking out some anamorphic lenses on the Nikon ZR. We're going to be looking at the Remis 33 1.8 and then also the 50 mil. I think it's a T2.0. The 33 mil closest focus distance we can get is around 16 inches, and the 50 mil we can get around close to a meter, maybe under a meter. But I just wanted to test out these two lenses on the Nikon ZR. Now, I've tried the 50 mil before, but not the 33. I just find it like a little bit of a weird number. Like, why not like a 30 or 35? But the version I have is the Sony E mount. This lens is my buddy's lens. Frank just purchased this lens, and I decided to why not give this lens a try on the Nikon ZR. So we are shooting everything in red raw. And yeah, I just want to see what kind of look we can get on the Nikon ZR. Now, also want to try out the red raw codec as well on the Nikon ZR and see how this image holds up. We are shooting at ISO 800. 1/50th of a shutter, and I am getting some weird like eye detection on the Nikon ZR, which is weird because this lens is full manual lens, especially with the Neewer adapter. By the way, this Neewer adapter is amazing. I've been using this Neewer adapter with the Tamron 35-150 on the Nikon camera, and autofocus and everything works great. So if you are looking for an adapter for your Nikon lenses, I would highly recommend taking a look at the Neewer adapter. No affiliation whatsoever. I bought that adapter with my own money. I would take a look at it if you are, if you're transitioning from Sony stuff to Nikon, which I was, because I currently was shooting on the Sony FX3. Now, if you can tell me panning my camera over, we can see the distortion that is happening on the sides, and then also with the flares. Now, the flares that we have, or the coatings that we have on these lenses, are silver flares. So basically whatever kind of color you throw into the lens, that's going to be the kind of flare color we are getting. So if we pop up our phone, we're just going to get a basic white or neutral flare. As you can see, Frank's got his phone in the background. Can't really get a flare just because it's probably not a bright source. But if you come closer, like I'm using right now with my phone, we have a super distinct lens flare, and you can tell it is silver. Now, if we pull up a different color of a light into the lens, now when we put that blue light source into the lens, we're going to get a blue lens flare, and that's what pretty much a silver or neutral flare is going to give us. Whatever color we put into the lens, that's the color of the flare that we're going to get. Okay, so right now we are shooting on the 50 mil T2.0, and this is probably the closest we can get to the lens. And I would say I'm roughly like a good arm's length, as you can tell. I would say roughly a meter of how close we can get. A little bit more distortion on the 50 mil, I would say, just because of the focal length we got. Silver or neutral flare, whatever color we throw into this lens, we're going to get. So I got my phone, and then Frank is going to throw a red flare or a red light, and we're going to get a red flare. It all depends on what you're shooting. That's going to be the outcome of what you get for the flare options.
This is the Remis M. So M stands for mirrorless. So what Blazar ended up doing is they're finding that the PL version of this lens, the rear element of glass protrudes way further out than the PL mount itself. So some adapters, when you put it on, it would still stick out a bit. With Sony's sensor sitting so shallow in the body, like so close to the flange, they were getting issues where some of the lenses, even with a PL adapter to E mount, would touch the sensor. So they've come out with this instead, redesigned the whole mount system. They've come out with the 33, the 50, 85, 100, and I believe 125 of the Remis M, so that it clears that issue. You don't have to worry about using an adapter. These will go straight on to your E body, E mount. No wiggle, no jiggle, nice and tight. Don't have to worry about rear glass hitting your sensor.
So this is what the size of the 33 mil looks like. Now, this is for the E-mount system. We got the Neewer adapter on there. I'm not too sure if I'm in focus or not, but This is the adapter that basically allows me to work with the E-mount lens onto the Nikon ZR. It is a little longer than the 50 mil, so it's not gonna add up to the same because the 50 mil that I have on here right now is actually for PL, but the length of the 33 is a little longer than the 50. So this is the 50 mil without the PL adapter, a lot shorter than the 33 mil M mount with the E mount adapter for E mount mirrorless. Right now, obviously, this is the 33 mil. I'm gonna switch back and just see the kind of field of view that we're gonna get from using the 33 1.5 times anamorphic lenses versus what we're gonna be getting when we're just using regular spherical 35 mil. I'm gonna put the Nikkor 35 1.4 on here, and we're just gonna see an overall difference. I mean, obviously, we're gonna have a crazy difference because it's gonna be a lot wider, but you know, just for people who are kind of curious on what a 33 looks like anamorphic versus a 35 spherical. Okay, so now this is what a 35 mil looks like spherical on the Nikon ZR. Totally different. We are at a 1.4. This is the Nikkor 35 1.4. And, you know, there is a time and place of using anamorphic lenses. It depends on what you're shooting, how you want it to look. Obviously, anamorphic lenses just, you know, give you like a dirty kind of background, a lot of distortion, flares. You gotta go with the mood of what you're looking for. And the Blazar Remis lenses, they're nice. I feel like they lack a little bit of character, but for the prices versus like some other high-end lenses, Black Friday sale, I think it was roughly 1,400. You know, you can't go wrong for this price, especially for all the mounts and versions that they have, focal length that you can pick up. If you're looking to get into the anamorphic look, I feel like this is definitely a great starting area, especially if you're on a budget. If you are shooting short films and you want something a little bit more that has a higher end distortion, more teardrop look, and you have the budget, I would go with something different. But if you want to own a pair of anamorphic glasses, especially for the price, I think this is definitely a very good starting point to get yourself into. Like I said, no affiliation whatsoever. Frank bought these with his own money, and I'm fortunate enough to be good friends with Frank,
There you go.
where he lets me use these and to test them out. And it's awesome because he has a 50 and a 33, and I feel like I should maybe buy an 85 so we have a complete
Oh, yeah, that's
kit.
what I want.
I'll put a link in the description for you guys to pick up these lenses. There's no affiliation there. I'm not making any money. Go out and have some fun. Start shooting.